Normally you talk about an incident, and that requires some clarification. It's not an especially descriptive noun, incident. It could be anything. It could be anything from a spilled beverage to a murder. It's a hell of a difference. Both incidences. But a zombie incident, though, that's pretty clear what that's about. That incident. It's either a television show or a video game, actually. But in this case, it's Zombie Incident for the Nintendo 3DS. So this game was just released for the 3DS, but it was originally developed on the MSX. Yes, the same MSX that you read about on the internet and you pretend that you've played before. Come on, you think I was born yesterday? My birthing incident occurred long ago. Anyway, this is basically an MSX game ported over to the Nintendo 3DS in 2015, which is a pretty weird incident, but it's one I'm grateful for, because this is also a pretty good game. Actually, I wish all games were developed on the MSX. So what is it? Well, it's a platformer. Genius, open up your eyes and watch the gameplay footage. It's a platformer. In the simplest form imaginable, too. It plays a little girl named Nana, who has to kill all these horrible zombified creatures, evidently because she's a little girl named Nana, which is the name of a 90-year-old woman. The game world is an 8x8 grid of 64 rooms, and that's all you do. You walk around, you jump on the bad guys. There's no magical swords, no fire flowers, no stars. Actually, there are stars, and finding them is very important. But you get what I'm saying. You don't have any powers or anything. This is about as simple as platforming gets. Only there's a catch. You don't have any stars. Wait, damn it, that's not right! No, the catch is the game's system of leveling up. So how it works is, as you stomp your enemies, you gain XP. Once you fill that little meter on the right with all your XP, that's when Nana levels up. And what that does is it lets you stomp a new enemy type. See, the bad guys are kind of color-coded. You can only stomp the colors that you've leveled up to. You with me? Therein lies the game. Kill the bad guys that you can, leave behind the ones you can't, move on, level up, backtrack to the ones you left behind, clear all the rooms, win the game, or whatever. Look, you guys know how this works. It's a video game. It's color-coded, and it's a video game. It's hard, you're gonna die a lot, and then you're gonna be a dick about it on the internet. There are pixels, and that's video games. Hey, and speaking of which, this game's actually harder than it looks. And you'd think, hey, running and jumping, wow, that's easy, yeah. And then Nana kicks you in the shin and steals your candy. Can hardly blame her because she's probably had a rough childhood, being that she's a little girl named Nana, the little bitch. Anyway, the difficulty manifests itself in a couple different ways, much like Nana's anger. First, it's the placement of things. The mechanics, the gameplay, that's all simple stuff. The killer here is the design, because these rooms are just packed with tricky platforming sections, as well as enemies in all the wrong places, like they're just out of reach, or they're right on the things like that. So it's not as easy as just run and jump. It's more like run and jump and swear and man. But, to be a bit critical here, because I have to do my job at some point, as well designed and as fun as this entire experience is, the game's difficulty isn't always just from, clever, difficult design. Sometimes it's actually from problems. So for example, if you're at the top of the screen, actually this one happens all the time. If you jump, the screens that are above and below you end up flickering back and forth. Like your head barely nudged into the next screen, but then the whole screen shifts up, but only for a 1/10 of a second until you're back down in the lower one, because that's how gravity works, and that's hugely disorienting. That part really sucks. Not the gravity. Gravity's that you can't get around it. I'm talking about the screen. That part sucks. And actually, I wasn't crazy about how you do wall jumps either. That part was just a bit clunky. And I found that sometimes the hit detection seemed a bit picky too. You think you jumped on a bad guy, but maybe you were off by a pixel, you weren't quite high enough, which sounds like that could cause another incident altogether. That's the thing about incidents, you guys. You never know what you're gonna get. Actually, that was Forrest Gump. That's not incidents. But that movie had incidents, had lots of them. Didn't have any zombie incidents, though. This game does. And I mean, they're about as predictable as a zombie incident would be, you know? But in a good way. Like, the zombies turn out to be really kind. Actually, that's not possible either. Look, it's a simple game of simple, solid, fun mechanics with awesome graphics and sound and a gorgeous little retro package on your Nintendo 3DS that only costs like $2. So it's a cheap incident too, which also sounds like it could lead to other incidents. It's Zombie Incident for the Nintendo 3DS.